You know, with all the noise and drama flying around lately, it's easy to forget why we even fell in love with Final Fantasy XIV in the first place. It's like being in a relationship for so long that you start noticing all the flaws and stop appreciating little things that used to make your heart skip. But every now and then, something happens, a moment, a memory, a song, and you remember why this game still matters, why you still think back to those warm summer nights with a gentle breeze blowing through your window and crafting an absurd amount of potions because why not? So this one's not about callouts, burnout, or broken systems. This one's a love letter to the parts of Final Fantasy XIV that are still beautiful. Some of my favorite moments have been places I find on accident, random. I stop and turn off the UI, and I lean back in my chair like, wow, man, look at this place. And I start to wonder, what does it smell like here? What would it sound like if I was walking through this place right now? And for just a moment, I'm not staring at pixels. I'm there, standing in the tall golden grass in Raktika, watching the wind ripple through the trees, listening to the music shift like it's breathing with me. For that moment, no one is telling me where to go, no quest markers on my screen, just presence. Or maybe I'm walking on the beaches in the Ruby Sea at night and suddenly there's this soft glow bouncing off the water and I swear it feels like I've stepped into a memory I never had. That's what Final Fantasy XIV does better than almost anything else. It creates these pockets of stillness, places that remind you to pause, to wonder, to feel small in the best possible way. Even city-states, man, like Limsa at night, the waves echoing under the piers, stars overhead, a bard somewhere nearby playing something sad and beautiful on their harp. With all the chatter and the ambiance, it gives you that feeling that yes, this city is alive, not in the active player's sense, but in the soul sense. You know, people live here, people dream here. And yeah, sure, we get used to it. We sprint past it on our way to roulettes and dailies, but every so often, the game taps you on the shoulder. Hey, remember how this all made you feel the first time? And you do. And then it's like, for a second, you're not grinding, you're home. And then, man, then all of a sudden, you're slapped with some music out of nowhere, and then you just gotta sit for a minute, take it all in. You know that moment when you zone into a place and the music just knows what you need? Like Lakeland with that soft piano, melancholy, hopeful. It makes you feel like you've arrived somewhere sacred but broken. Ilmeg's night theme, but come on, we can't forget about one of the very latest additions, Honeybee Lovely theme song.
I swear when I walked in there, I was like, what is this? And immediately went on YouTube to look for it and add it to my playlist. But that's one of the highlights of the game, right? Sometimes I'll log out, but keep the music playing in the background because honestly, the soundtrack is the feeling. It carries the weight of everything you've seen. Every goodbye, every hard-fought win, every peaceful moment on a hill with your favorite mount. Without you even noticing, you've been building memories that will stick with you long after the game is gone. And sometimes those memories will come from the most random places or places you wouldn't expect. You ever get one of those tells from a complete stranger after a dungeon? Not the hi or tie for run, but the ones that say something like, hey, great job healing, or you really carried that, thank you. And it just stays with you. That's what I'm talking about. For all the noise and toxicity we sometimes see, there's still this quiet layer of kindness underneath it all. A tank that waits for a sprout, a mentor that actually teaches during a trial. And those moments stick. I still remember a random bard following me around Gridania once, playing little songs while I browsed the market board. Didn't say a word, just vibed with me. That 5 minutes, better than some full raids. And it makes you realize sometimes the kindness in Final Fantasy XIV isn't always loud. It's in the way someone helps you with a clear and doesn't even roll on loot, or sends you a minion you mentioned wanting in passing weeks ago, or invites you to just sit with them in their house while it rains outside. Those little acts are what keep this world from feeling empty, because at the end of the day, it's not always the bosses or the gear that we remember. Among everything else like the environment and music, it's also the people, the unexpected kindnesses, the tiny reminders that behind every avatar is someone choosing to make your day a little softer. It reminds me of one of my favorite quotes. The world is cruel, and therefore I won't be. And the world needs more of this, especially nowadays with everything going on. It'd be wild though, isn't it? How a game, just pixels on a screen, can absolutely wreck you emotionally. Like you're just vibing one night, thinking you'll do a few more quests before bed, and then something hits. A line of dialogue, a cutscene, a single look from an NPC, and suddenly you're sitting there, hand off the mouse, heart in your throat. Final Fantasy knows how to do that. It knows when to slow down, when to let the silence speak louder than the music, when to give you just enough time to feel the weight of what's happening before it drops the next beat. Like that moment in Shadowbringers, you know the one, you lose someone, and the game just lets you sit in it.
I think it's just easy to get jaded, to look around and see nothing but flaws, content pacing, community drama, burnout, all of it. And yeah, some of it's real, some of it hurts, but man, it's getting old. It's tiring. Sometimes, when you let yourself just exist in the world again, when you pause, breathe, listen, you remember. You remember the first time you looked out over Ishgard and felt something stir in your chest. You remember the song that made you cry without knowing why, the random player that waved at you in the gold saucer for no reason other than kindness, the cutscene that hit a little too close to home. You remember why you stick around. Not because the game is perfect, but because somewhere inside all this is something beautiful, something worth remembering, worth logging in for, even if it's just to hear the wind in Elpis one more time. And maybe that's enough. Maybe that's the magic. And until then, don't forget to look up at the sky every now and then. It's still beautiful up there. So even when the fantasy fades, the bout goes on. I'll see you in the next one.